Hi, welcome to my creative corner, and today I'll be making a card using a partial die cutting technique. And what I'm going to be using for my base of my card, I'm going to be using white cardstock, and that cardstock is measuring 11 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at 5 1/2, and that's on the long side. And I'm going to be using the blue Bermuda Bay, and that blue Bermuda Bay is measuring 4 1/4 by 5 1/4 on the Bermuda Bay. So I'm going to be using the Bonanza Buddies bundle. So that's the stamp and the die that comes in this bundle to create this card for you today. And first off, we're going to go ahead and stamp the little lion that comes in that bundle, and it's like a three-part stamp. So I'm going to be using Mango Melody and Crush Curry. The Mango Melody is between like an orangey yellow. Crush Curry is a yellow. So we'll go ahead and do the mane and his tail, and we're using the Mango Melody for that section there. And I'm going to just make sure that my sentiment have enough space. So that's why I put the sentiment, which is going to be happy birthday day, off on the side. And in between, I'm going to go ahead and clean my blocks. Then we're going to get the main body of the lion, and we'll be inking him up in the Crush Curry. And so with these different sections, you just have to make sure it's kind of in the center, and the tail matches there with the fur for the end of the tail. Then afterwards, between, I'm going to clean up my stamps, and then we're going to do his face part. And I'm going to be using Tuxedo Black for that section. I'm just making sure that I have it not upside down. It's so small. Just holding that, make sure the ink transfers over. And so next up, what I'm going to be doing is getting the strings for the balloon. And I'm also going to be using that in the Tuxedo Black ink, Memento ink. And once that's done, we're going to go ahead and have the balloons done. And we're going to be using 3 different colors for the balloon. And I'm going to be, the first color right here is Calypso Coral. And then we'll clean off our stamp. And then we're going to make the next balloon Bermuda Bay. Then coming up, we'll be putting the third balloon in Crush Curry. I put that notepad there because I was going to kind of ink off, make sure it wasn't dark, but then that's a yellow, so I kind of stamped off with the white piece of paper, scrap piece of paper there on the side. So once we get that all done, we're going to go ahead and get our Big Shot or your die cutting machine. And this is where the technique comes into play. So once you put your little lion on there, you're just going to put your sandwich it in between the 2 plates. You're just going to put the plates kind of halfway down the lion. So once you put your die on top, that's how you're going to keep your plate just halfway down. So the lower section is the only section that's going to be cut. Okay, and that's where the pressure with the two plates are going to be applied. Okay, so not the top half of his body. So we're going to go ahead and put our die down, and I'm going to use some tape, some purple tape down to tape that down so it doesn't move. I got a magnetic platform for Christmas, and I haven't opened that up as yet, and that would help also to keep your die into place. So we're just going to put it like halfway down the body and go ahead and run that through our Big Shot. So we're going to put the Big Shot on the side, and you're going to carefully peel your tape off so it just doesn't rip off any layer of your card. And you just see I just got to cut the lower half of that body part out. So what we're going to do is go ahead and take our ruler, and we're going to draw a little dot to the top and the bottom. I'm going to measure across so those top pieces kind of line up. Measure down, going down, be right below the strings of the balloon to cut there. Then you're going to get your trimmer out, and you're going to line up your pencil mark in the groove where your blade is, and you're going to cut from that one point to the other point down, and you see that kind of give it a nice clean cut. You could also use scissors if you don't have a trimmer like this. So I'm going to line the other side up. Again, you put your pencil mark right within the groove, and I'm going to cut from that tip down just below where the balloon is. And there that you have that clean cut. Like I said, you could use scissors to do this too as well. And then you're going to go ahead and erase the linings off, and of course try to use a clean eraser. That eraser I used was kind of dirty, so I'm using this eraser that erases glue, and I did a fine job with getting the pencil marks out. So we're going to come and put our Bermuda Bay cardstock down, and it kind of measures the same on the side, but top to bottom is a little shorter, so just a little bit of the white is going to show out. You're going to put your multi-purpose glue to the back of that Bermuda Bay card. I kind of did it off the camera there. I didn't get into the camera. And I'm using my silicone mat when I use the glue to just protect my surface area. So next up, what we're going to get ready to do is go and stamp up our sentiment Happy Birthday. Again, I'm using the Memento black ink, and we just want that off there to the side. And then what we're going to do is go ahead and decorate the top of our card. So you have the dies that have those little flags, his hat, the little tassel for the hat. I went ahead and cut that out beforehand. And I'm going to go ahead and glue that up, get a little tweezer to hold the flags, and put multi-purpose glue to the back of that. And like I'm using the glitter art glue because that kind of dries clear, and here my hand is kind of heavy-handed on the glue, so I'm going to dab some off on my silicone mat, and then we'll just glue that down to the top on a slant. I'm going to take some dimensionals and pop his little birthday hat up. And these are mini dimensionals actually. I think I could fit like 2 to the back of the hat. And also going to put a little mini dimensional and on top of that little puff that goes to the top of the birthday hat too as well. I'm using your pick your tool to pick up my little puff to go to the top of the birthday hat. His hat I put in Bermuda Bay. I'm going to use a gel pen here just to make his eyes pop a little bit and the eye on top of the birthday to pop a little bit. And the little tassel of the puff on top of his hat is in Memento, black Memento ink. And I'm just going to trim that little piece off of the flag that was hanging over there to the edge. And now it's just to put my sequins in. And I think those sequins are in daffodil color, and that's a free bonus product that's in our celebration catalog. It comes with metallic ribbons and it comes with sequins. So with Stampin' Up! And Celebration, if you spend $50, every $50 you could get a bonus product. I'm making a mess with the sequins. And this sequence and the Baker Twine is one of those bonus products. So you just add your little sequence there, and pretty much that's it, folks. If you like any of these products that I showed you here today, go ahead and pop over, check out my blog, and it's a link there that you could click if you're interested in any of the products. I'll be listing the products that I use over on my blog as well. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for your support. Happy stamping!